Welcome to this edition of the Sound Sorceresses newsletter, Beyond the Beat. Sound Sorceresses is a celebration of the value we bring as technical experts and cultural torchbearers. We're focused on women actively engaged in audio storytelling. The second edition of Sound Sorceresses was published on January 1st, 2024, and edition 3 has been ready for your reading pleasure since April 1st. Sound Sorceresses is a reader-supported publication, so to receive new posts and support the work, consider becoming a free or paid subscriber. I had an opening in mind for this week's edition of the newsletter, but as I was sitting down to write it, I received some pretty juicy family news, and I had to step away to share with my spouse. When I came back, the real opening I had was gone. And this is what remained. Why do I admit this to you? Because I think it's important to remember that Sound Sorceresses is one part of a very full life, and that we all have responsibilities to ourselves outside of our work. But also, this feels like a very solid introduction for Lindsay Patterson and Diane Hope, who are both joining us in July to share their expertise on telling stories in creative and meaningful ways. But first, want to support Sound Sorceresses? Of course you do. Here's how. You can click the like heart below on the written post to show us some audio love. You can forward this issue to a friend and help amplify women in audio. Or you can help support the Sound Sorceresses magazine by making a one-time donation or subscribe starting at $8.50 a month. From journalism to kids podcasts. I was lucky enough to sit down with Lindsay over Zoom during a brief respite in the day. I was pretending it was nap time for my kids. I suspect her little ones were actually resting, to talk about her journey into the world of kids podcasting. When it came to the creation of Tumble, what Lindsay had to say has really stuck with me. She said, quote, "We were just sort of imagining everything from scratch. I didn't know that I wanted to create a community, but that's what ended up happening." End quote. Just like the creation of Hometown History, Mendham, New Jersey, which was featured 2 weeks ago, sometimes you just have to dive in and do it. You're exploring Shanghai. Diane Hope is my absolute favorite type of academic, one who uses her skills as a researcher to help us all have a better understanding of the world around us. Diane is not based in the United States. Big duh once you hear what her article is about. But on my side of the globe, where liberal arts education is under attack, I think Diane's ability to use her background as a researcher to pivot into a new field is the perfect example of how important flexible thinking can be. We are fortunate to have Diane sharing her experience of creating a beautiful and comprehensive soundscape of Shanghai. She pioneered a technique, and the result, quote, "blew me away. On good headphones, my recordings captured exactly the oral experience of being there." End quote. I'm excited to hear what you think about Diane's technique when you read her article on July 1st. It's hard to believe that there's only one more newsletter between now and the launch of the new edition of Sound Sorceresses. Is there an article that you've been especially interested to read after the teasers of the last several weeks? I'm excited to hear from you this week. And thank you all for your feedback on the AI question, by the way. And I'm also excited to be back in your inbox on June 24th.